And good morning. Had I looked at the clock, I would have known it was time to talk, wouldn't I? Hope your day is going well. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Right now, we're starting out at about 77 this morning. That's nearly the high for tomorrow. Tomorrow's high only 79. Can y'all believe that? It's going to be a drastic change in temperature coming. Today's high should reach somewhere around 89 is what we're expecting there. But be ready for this. It's going to be gusty. We should see wind gusts of about 20 miles an hour by this afternoon. So not a day to burn. Let's go ahead and mark that down that this is just not the day for that. We're not quite ready for fall, but I looked at the camera there, and I've noticed a few fall things behind me. September's rolling in before long. We'll be having hay rides and getting ready for Halloween. It's an exciting time of year as we head into the fall, and temperatures finally will be making a change as we look forward to that. Let's see what all we have going on. We'll have coming up your forecast. We've got a lot of headlines that have gone on throughout the area. And then, of course, do not miss the 7 o'clock show. We'll go over everything that has gone on over the last 24 hours. We'll get you up to date as we move this along. Good morning, James. Mac is joining us there from the Clarkdale community. Pat and Jim joining us from Hickory. Janice is up. Tony. So good to see each and every one of you. We'll be right back. Let's shake all this off and get us a good word. What is it Don Williams said? Lord, I hope this day is good. Well, let's get some of that good news now. Let's go to Collinsville.
We live in such a strange day when everything politically seems to be flipped on its head. There's no real pursuit of right or wrong anymore. There's only a raw pursuit of power. And whatever it takes to get your party into power, that's what you do. That's what you push. Even if it means twisting the truth, even if it means justifying the wicked and condemning the righteous. We see it through the way things are colored and slanted in the news. If one candidate does it, it's very bad. But if the other candidate does it, oh, it's so good. We see it in the way issues are framed. That which is absolutely immoral is reframed as something very moral and the greatest thing since sliced bread. They often do it through the labels they use, so watch that. We see it through gaslighting. Gaslighting is basically telling you that you're crazy if you think you saw what you saw. They try to convince you that what really happened didn't happen at all. We see it also in demonization, making people out to be much worse than they really are, so that you look better than them. And finally, we see it also with false accusations. You know, the wicked Nazi propagandist, Joseph Goebbels, he came up with this really effective political strategy of false accusation. He said, accuse the other side of that which you're guilty. Isn't that what we see in this political season? Beloved, all of this is very troubling, but listen to what Proverbs 17:15 says. He who justifies the wicked and he who condemns the righteous are both like an abomination to the Lord. So the Lord is disgusted with those who do such things. He sets in opposition to them, and in the end, they will not win. Keep that in mind no matter what happens this political season. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. Again, we're starting today out at 77 as we head for a high of 89 today. Again, a lot warmer than it will be tomorrow as the rain is forecasted to come in and we'll start cooling temperatures down. And we need the rain without a doubt. Everything is so dry. Anything that you burn can quickly get out of hand. As a matter of fact, we'll tell you about a fire that's going on now as Mississippi Forestry has arrived on scene in Clark County. Clarkdale Volunteer Fire Department on scene now fighting that. Highway 514 is where they are this morning. So we'll give you all the details on that. We've got a video of it that we just put up a few moments ago. This next story hits home because I know people that do this for a living so much. As we look at constables, let's just talk about our constables here in Meridian area in Lauderdale County. Andre Harris, Mike Myers, Chuck Roberts, Tommy Coker. They're all constables that do their job each day. Law enforcement. They enforce a lot of things. As we look to Houston, Texas, and let me just tell you how quickly something can turn. A constable who does the same thing as these guys do, sitting at a red light in Houston, pulls up to it. He was targeted. A suspect walked up and shot the man who was off duty sitting in his car at a red light. A police suit began. He ran. drove as far as he could, and then jumped in the water, tried to outswim the police. He was taken down. He was taken into custody there. But just shows you, although this is somewhere else, just how close it is to what our people do here in our community. Kind of scary that people are out there that do these and that want to harm others. I've often made the comment on this of watch what you hunt, because, well, it can turn bad for you if it's bigger than you. If you archery hunt, especially if you're elk hunting, be aware of what's behind you. We had 2 hunters surprisingly get attacked by a grizzly. Come up behind them, attacked them. They weren't ready for it, eased up on them. They were able to fend it off with a pistol that they had. One of them was mauled pretty bad, but the bear didn't make it, but they did, barely. Watch what you do. Know your surroundings at all time. I didn't know they were that quiet. I've never been around bears that much, but those grizzlies, they mean business. Do you remember us talking about this week, Chicago? There was 4 people riding like a subway train. They refer to them as trains there. A couple of them were in their seat, as you've seen it on movies, where people ride these subways where they got their head down. They ride from one destination to the next. They were shot and killed, mostly in their sleep, as they went back and forth to work, to home. They've made an arrest in that, thank goodness. Let's hope that a judge uses his sense. It's an Illinois man that's been arrested and charged with the murder of this, and it happened Labor Day there. Why, we don't know, but we do hope that a judge will uphold this and give the fullest extent of the law. Now, this has been going viral for the last 24, 28 hours or so, possibly 48. Chase Bank. Have y'all seen this? We're on TikTok. They were all showing where you could deposit a check that wasn't real and then withdraw the money out of your banking account. Okay, I'm no rocket scientist, but me and Odie put our heads together a minute ago and come up with the fact that, well, your information is on there. If you steal from the bank, they're coming to arrest you. Chase puts out the statement, the glitch has been fixed. It wasn't a glitch. It's illegal what you done, and they will file charges on everyone who took money that was not theirs. People were seriously writing fake checks, depositing them into their own accounts, and then withdrawing the money. It has your picture and all your information as you do these transactions. We never said anything about them being bright, did we? Elton John revealing that he is partially blind. Have you heard about this? He got an eye infection and he's not been able to see since he got the eye infection. Not sure how the infection began, but we do hope Elton John does feel better. I cannot, y'all have to help me remember this. Who is this, seems like, I can see her face and I just can't call her name, a few years ago that had an aide that ended up being a spy. It was her chauffeur. She was way up in the government, and was it Feinstein? Maybe? I can't be for sure on that. But as we go to, excuse me, we go to New York, the governor, and you ain't gonna believe this, her ex-top aide was a spy, secret Chinese agent, getting all the information they want about the U.S. of A. Do we not do background checks when it comes to these high-level government jobs? That's concerning. And for the life of me, I can't remember. Like I said, I want to say it was somebody like Kathy Feinstein years ago that had a chauffeur driver. I cannot be for sure on that. But it was another official not all of that long ago that had a similar situation. Seriously, this is the U.S. of A. government information. Anybody that works for an elected official should be background checked head to toe about 4 times. That's my 2 cents on that. 1993, a death happened. DNA, you guessed it, has tracked a Missouri man back down to this. He stabbed a 19-year-old girl and raped her, fatally killing her back in 1993. 52 now in jail. Just Just sad, just sad. I'm glad that they were caught, but DNA testing does link these people to these cases. We go to Virginia. This breaks my heart. I don't know the answer to this other than people are just mean. I have no other way to word this. Virginia home. They found a boy and a girl chained in a home. Oh, chained, not horrible. They've been arrested for what they've done. It was actually two little boys that were chained up in a home. Fairfax County, Virginia. One was 9 and one was 7 years old. The mother was the bloodkin, and she had some boyfriend. How could you do that to your own child? We'll wait to see how they're prosecuted. I'm telling you, that those stories like that break my heart. They tear me apart. They bother me. That someone could harm a child. Bothers me also when I see people abuse a pet that can't take care of themselves. Bad people, and y'all mark my word on this, bad people tend to pick on people who can't protect themselves. They prey on the weaker just because they can. Watch them. What I'm telling you is the good people have to stand up for those who can't. What's that saying? We need a hero? There's a lot of you out there. Watch your surrounding. A hero can be many things of helping someone. You see something, help when you can. That hurts at my heart. It looks as Oklahoma, they're going to hold up some money as the Supreme Court has allowed the Biden administration to withhold money from family planning funds to the state of Oklahoma over an abortion dispute. We'll see how that turns out, but you need to know these. Abortion. Well, that's a hot topic in America, isn't it? Some believe that people have the right to do that, while others have their faith. Let me re-say the word faith, that believe that's wrong. One day, the truth will be told. And I think each of us know what I mean by that. Do you remember the 49ers football player where they tried to steal his Rolex? Y'all remember that? He's going to be out for a few games. I don't think he'll be paid for this. Where some of them were giving him a hard time to where he should have just given up his watch, and I tried to fight him off. They've charged a teenager in this. Do you know how many crimes we hear about nowadays? Teenagers breaking the law. Now, let's back up a minute. We all know that there's gangs, there's people out there that coerce teenagers into doing crimes because they know they're underage and the law will set them free once they become of age. But a teenager attacking an adult, trying to rob them and shooting them, bothers me. Oh boy, here's something that ought to grab your attention. A nursing home in Florida. A resident went missing. He was found in the closet of the nursing home. No one seemed to look there. His body was decomposed. He'd been there for more than a week. What type of care are people like that getting in these type of places? That if you've got loved ones, always check on them. I'm not blaming anybody local. I don't want you to go there and think that I didn't say that. I'm just saying if you've got someone, always check on them. A week and no one looked in the closet. And as you well know why they eventually looked in the closet, I don't have to paint a picture on that. Seattle. Now this hits home to our area also. We'll find out more about it hopefully in the next few hours about this. But you remember Philadelphia, Mississippi? Well, we have made national headlines with an illegal immigrant that was shooting cars. We don't know much about this yet, but we go to Seattle, Washington, to where a man was shooting at cars, hiding. I don't know much about him or where he is, but Washington State Patrol said 2 people were still in the hospital from these injuries that they got from this. We had, if I'm not mistaken, here it was 3 people that were injured by the gunfire in Philadelphia. It just takes me back to that Washington, D.C. thing to where the people were shooting at people buying gas umpteen dozen years ago. Y'all remember that? We hope that these people will be fully prosecuted for what they've done. It keeps you up at night. It does me anyway, worrying about what these people do. And they're trying to harm those, as I mentioned a moment ago, that are unsuspected, doing their everyday routine and being attacked by people that aren't good. It's sad. Coming up, we're going to do your forecast next. We've got that on the way. We'll be right back with the Scotty Ray Report.
Hey, this is Greg, and everybody knows I love to eat good food. So when you're out and about, come on down to Long's Fish Camp. Been here for over 50 years serving some of the South's best fried fish, hush puppies, shrimp, and hey, don't forget the coleslaw. Probably the best anywhere in the world. Excellent food, excellent service. Drive on down to Enterprise, Mississippi, and enjoy your food from Long's. Remember, at Long's, everybody's family.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Those record highs and lows back in 90, it was 105 today. We had several days now from 1990. Back in 52, we had a low of 51 degrees upon this date. That's been a year or two since we had that. As we look at this forecast today, 89 to 90 is going to be the best that we get out of this. As we look here, more rain should be in the Hattiesburg, Brookhaven, back to Natchez area. There's a 20% chance for our area today, following any time after 9 a.m. this morning. As you get to Columbus Air Force Base, things start to diminish there for that rain chance. 88 there, and you pour back over to Greenville, Mississippi, about 87, and we'll follow the river down to Natchez and still hit 88. As we go to Bamaland, Demopolis sees 87, about the same in Birmingham at about 87. Auburn will be 87. Montgomery clocking in a little bit warmer at 90 degrees today if you're going to be passing through Montgomery. As we look at the rain chances, this moves in tomorrow, actually today, late this afternoon through Friday. We'll have more rain Thursday and Friday as we look at these rain chances. But up to the Kipper County, Noxubee County line, Winston County line, taking in all of Neshoba County and southward is where we could see flash flooding. So we're seeing more of this. If you live in Winston and Noxubee County and northward, you won't see as much rain as we will here south of those areas all the way to the Mississippi Gulf Coast there. We could see 1 to 3 inches when these rain showers break out. We'll look at radar here in a moment and show you what we've got. Here's the forecast. Look at that blue stuff. We hadn't seen that in a while, have we? That means cooler weather on the way. Let's look at that high because I think it's going to be, 79 tomorrow? Let's look at that. Yeah, bingo, 77 Friday. Again, today, clocking in at 89 with that 20% chance of rain moving in after 9 o'clock. Nothing major, but remember, a 20% chance doesn't mean that it won't rain. It could just be a sprinkle here, there, and yonder. As we look at tomorrow being one of our heavier chances of rain, at 60% chance of rain showers. Thunderstorms possible on Friday with a 40% chance. Now, by Saturday, all of this kind of straightens out, but look at the temperatures dropping. We like this. 86 for the high on Saturday. Sunday, perfect weather for church. 84, 0% chance of rain. We'll see 87 back to work on Monday and Tuesday at 88. As we go further into this, look, 80-degree weather all the way through the 18th. We'll even see on, look at that day, Friday the 13th. We'll see 82 with showers. That's not bad weather forecast, is it? Makes you want to think it's fall. As we look at our fishing forecast, here it is for today. An east wind, 10 to 15. Gusts are going to be up to 20 miles an hour, is why we urge you not to burn today. Keep away from all of that. As we look at our major times to go fishing, it will be this afternoon right around 2 o'clock. 2 to 4 p.m. is what we can do there. A minor time is going to be right around 8 o'clock there at dark 30 if you just got to do it. A lot of folks would rather do it early this morning. Now, we're watching 3 systems. It doesn't mean anything's going to become of this, but as we go to our chart here to track what's happening with the hurricanes, we look here to the coast of Africa, 30% chance. This is minimal here at 10% chance. And then this system affecting Mexico has a 30% chance of becoming something. So far, the Gulf Coast has been blessed this year. We have gotten around all these storms, thank heavens. Let's hope we can make it through November. November 1st will be the end of hurricane season. We look forward to that. Got a little ways to go. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's pull this up and take a look at what we've got going on in the great state of Mississippi as we go to Honda Meridian radar. We do have some fog that's picking up this morning. Let's look at this. Stark Vegas. If you've got kids at school or headed to school, remind them to be careful in all this fog, especially if they live off campus and they have to travel in this morning. We'll see this back over to Upor, over to Ackerman, and we got a big spot right here. Let's just look at this. That area right there at Pleasant Ridge, Mississippi, a little bit thicker than the rest, but all around Starkville, 25, 82 coming into town, it is thick this morning. Watch your fog in those areas. As we go down to take a look at the Mississippi Gulf Coast here, what we've got is an aerial flood watch, all of this green here. We've got showers approaching Pensacola, Apalachicola, Florida. Some pretty good thunderstorms there in the Gulf. And look at this from Galveston. All this up from Corpus Christi as it comes around Bay City, Galveston. We should see some stuff moving into Louisiana as well from the Gulf. Some rain there as we move up. We see a little bit of showers there around Conway, Arkansas, even Little Rock seeing some. Back out Wichita Falls, we see showers, and around Dallas as well. Waco, a sprinkle or two, and we might even see something there on 20 if you're passing through Tyler, Texas, in those areas. As we zoom in here in Louisiana, right after you go through Shreveport, there at Marshall, as you get near Longview, Texas, you'll get a shower or two as well. As we glance here, always, we got a little bit of fog showing up there in the Carolinas, near Knoxville, in those areas, in Charleston, West Virginia. That's a quick look at weather forecast this morning as we get your day started. We're going to be back live in about 3 minutes. We got some coffee to whoop up. We'll be right back to tell you all the going-ons of what's happened in our area. That's on the way next here at the Scotty Ray Report. Won't you join us? Market will be back in just a moment. Odie's getting it ready. We'll see you soon. Bittersweet Crossroads in